Hello, it's Psychic Cynthia here, and yes, we're about to head into Mercury retrograde officially. Hang on, this is a heavy one. Tonight will actually be after midnight, so it's going to be February 26th, very early for most United States time zones on Thursday, February 26th. We're going to officially start Mercury retrograde. This means Mercury stationing. 22 degrees Pisces. There's a lot of heavy water weight with this. Pisces is a watery sign. Very watery, probably the wateriest of all the watery signs. It is a sign of great inspiration and deep love, compassion. So as we're wobbling on this retrograde, you might feel an increase in unconditional love, in compassion, in connection, but you also will probably experience the undercurrents of the Pisces Mercury retrograde. And those undercurrents have to do with confusion and deception. Every Mercury retrograde always heightens confusion and deception. By the way, this official period of Mercury retrograde goes from, I believe it's February 26th, right? I just said that's when we started, and then we're going to go to about, let me check my paper and make sure I'm getting this right, because Mercury is in retrograde. And you know, if you watch my videos, I can usually just rattle this stuff off, but we want to double check and triple check details when Mercury's in retrograde. So yes, March 20th, right around the equinox, actually. So going to be interesting. And all Mercury retrogrades, as I started to say, all of them heighten confusion. They all heighten the tendency towards deception. And it is better to rely on the facts you have rather than make things up, rather than guess. I mean, maybe that's true anyway all of the time, but it's especially true now because your educated guesses will not be that educated right now. They will not be correct. And the chart for this Mercury retrograde is really interesting. It's only making one exact planetary aspect, and that would be to Venus. So you have a Mercury-Venus conjunction in Pisces at the time it retrogrades. This is going to affect our relationships. And I was planning to talk about relationships anyway because the exalted ruler of Pisces is Venus. So anytime you have movement in the cosmos in Pisces, it brings our attention to the need to create greater harmony in our relationships or to deal with disharmony, as the case may be. But here we've got Venus conjuncting retrograde Mercury, which a conjunction is not viewed as negative or positive or even tense or beneficial. It just depends on the nature of the details. And here Venus is aligning with a retrograde Mercury. So ordinarily, these two together could enhance communication and love affairs and business partnerships and all of our partnerships, all of our social dealings. But because of the retrograde, there's a little bit of a cloud going over that. So there are some strain on relationships right now, a lot of strain on relationships right now. Just take a deep breath. You will get through this. Deep breaths. Breathe from that diaphragmatic area. You're going to need to nurture your nervous system. Mercury retrograde is always a time of strain on the nervous system. It does increase anxiety. There can be many gifts to Mercury retrograde. It can help you to reconnect with positive aspects of your past. It can help you to go within to the more intuitive realms if you allow it. But there is the strain on the nervous system. Now listen, this Mercury retrograde has a very interesting aspect. It is not planetary. It is relating to a fixed star, Markab, and this is in the constellation of the winged horse, also known as Pegasus. And I find this really interesting because I've been telling you all, in the year of horse, I've been telling you that my guides have told me this year is also the year of the unicorn and the Pegasus. And here we have Mercury retrograding, stationing retrograde, conjunct the fixed star Markab, which is one of the 4 stars in the great square of Pegasus. I couldn't make this up. I didn't know this when I was channeling this stuff up with the unicorns and the Pegasus 2 months ago. So yeah, we've got more horse energy. The Pegasus, if you're not familiar, there's a mythology that this comes out of, ancient Greek mythology. And you might want to dig deep into the story. The story is really beautiful, how Pegasus was created from the blood of the Medusa, the slain Medusa. So out of the serpent venom came the beautiful winged horse, the flying horse, the magical horse. Pegasus is the aid and the support to the hero. So in your own story, whatever quest you're on, whatever you're struggling with, and I imagine there will be some struggles because frankly the cosmic patterns are very stressful right now, not just Mercury retrograde. Guess what? On Friday we've got, it's already in effect by the way, we've got Mars and Uranus in a square. It's just going to activate exact on Friday, but we're already feeling it. That's a very dynamic aspect, very energetic, very creative, and very volatile, potentially violent. By the way, with this fixed star, the winged horse, the flying horse, in that constellation, Markab, with this conjuncting Mercury and Venus at the time of the retrograde, this can have beneficial effects for some. It can bring honor, they say. And I tuned in with my guides and they said, yes, this is going to bring good fortune for some. It's going to bring a little magical breakthrough. So maybe if you've been struggling, or if you felt oppressed even during the last few weeks, I mean really particularly oppressed by some situation in your life or imprisoned, because Pisces does have an association with karma and like a spiritual imprisonment, the ways we imprison ourselves with our illusions, and also the ways we are imprisoned for whatever reason, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally. So for some, this may open up a path of freedom, a path of honor. The universe works in interesting ways, and I can't say who this is going to be for. I don't think I can predict that. I can just say that for some, this will happen. And then for others, there will be a different energy, and it will bring misfortune. It's kind of an extreme, flip of the coin either way. Especially if you've been dealing with some unscrupulous people, if you've gotten yourself involved in something that is not in alignment with your soul, let's put it that way. Or maybe it's illegal or illicit, but even if it's legal, if it's not right for you and you know it, and you're hanging out with some people, or involved in some organizations that this is not compatible with your higher soul's energy, some stuff's going to go down probably. So prepare yourself, and you'll find out real soon, real fast, who those people are around you. Are they your friends? I think with the Venus energy and this fixed star in the constellation of Pegasus, you have to ask yourself, who is really your friends? Do you have false friends? Are the people around you really your enemies? Have you made some unwise personal or business associations? If so, this astrology doesn't remedy it, it just brings it up to the surface. It's going to cause things to explode. Be careful, okay? Literally, the energies are very explosive here. Luckily we have the watery nature of Pisces to help soften it some. That will water it down, and we need that right now. There's too much fire energy, so to speak. Mars and Uranus are not in fire signs, but Mars is a fiery planet. So yeah, as they're making their square, as Mars in Aquarius squares Uranus and Taurus, there's such an unpredictability around here. And do watch out for accidents, fires. Don't play with weapons now. just don't be rash right now, especially in the next few days and the next week. Now, this retrograde again goes on until March 20th. I mean, if you really want to appreciate the full scope of its effect, I think you would understand that it takes a while to write it after the retrograde is quote unquote over. And I won't get into all of that right now. It has to do with the orbit of Mercury and returning speed, getting back to the sign position, the degree where it was at. But basically that goes until April 9th. That's when we will exit the post-retrograde, the post-retrograde shadow. But between now and March 20th, just move with more awareness, move with more consciousness and vigilance. And I would, if you are in a difficult situation, and listen, a lot of us are dealing with stuff right now, heavy stuff. I mean, just look around the world. And it's not just around the world, it's in people's personal lives. So if you're dealing with something very challenging right now, don't just listen to this video and hear about what I'm forecasting, but tune into the energy of the Pegasus, the champion, the aid of the hero. Ask Pegasus to assist you in your meditations. Call upon Pegasus. If you feel you are very discouraged, if you feel you are defeated, you are worn out, if your adversaries are closing in around you, whether that's be actual adversaries or bill collectors or anxiety or depression, whatever it is, call upon the totem energies. In the year of Fire Horse, we have the Pegasus and Unicorn available. These energies are awakening even more than before. They're always there, but now they're more accessible. Another thing you can do to reach up into the higher realms, because that's what you got to do. It's so hard right now. I mean, the energies are low and dense. Have you felt it? I mean, it's hard to lift up right now, even for those of us who are lifted up in our higher consciousness. But so when times are like this, you might need to add in some tools to assist, such as calling upon your Pegasus guides. But you might also utilize a partnership with the crystal. And all crystals, all stones can have beneficial energies, healing energies, uplifting energies. It really depends upon the rock, the individual rock, and the person. But for this times, because there's such a murkiness right now, such a confusion, and we need to be able to see through the fog. We need to be able to get out of the swamp. So I would use a very clear quartz crystal, or just a clear stone if you can, a point. And I do have one here to demonstrate. It's probably a little bit bigger than what you'll need, but you'll be able to see it on video. So yeah, I can hardly handle this in my hand. And you don't have to have a crystal this big, okay? But you can see, hopefully you can see, it's very clear. You could have a crystal that is as small as, your little pinky here. And if it was clear, and I do recommend a point for this, because we want to try to stay on point during the next few weeks. We want to reach up into our higher consciousness. This isn't just about being positive. It's okay to feel whatever you feel. If you feel crappy, you feel crappy. But you still want to be reaching up into that higher energy, that energy of clarity as much as you can. And there's a cleansing energy here. You want to cleanse the negativity that is coming in from the outside and the inside, I guess, too, if your own emotions are running amok and they're weighing you down. It's fine to feel whatever you feel, but you've got to feel it and let it move through you, not let it stagnate. Stagnation is particularly harmful during Mercury retrograde. It can affect you on many levels, including a physical body level. It is more powerful to let feelings stagnate. So if you can find constructive ways to release, to move through them, it's not denying feelings. Denying feelings does not help. Pretending does not help. And if you're worried about something, facing that head on helps. Doing what you can practically. And also in the spiritual realms, getting in alignment, staying in alignment. It's so important right now. Make that a daily priority. I'm not saying it will be easy. It probably won't be for the next few weeks. I mean, in addition to this Mercury retrograde, Mars square Uranus, we've also got another eclipse coming up. That's going to be activating exact next, well, it's next Tuesday morning around sunrise. So I'm sure next Monday will be interesting. I mean, we'll see how it plays out. It's a lunar full moon eclipse, and believe it or not, in my experience, the full moon eclipses are usually a little bit more chill than the solar eclipses, but we'll see. I might do a separate video on that later. But for now, well, drink tea and meditate with your crystals and get out in nature, move, breathe, and carry on. Carry on, you beautiful, bright, brilliant light being. Just keep carrying on. Bright blessings.